What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Joystick Ayrton. Today we're talking about the PlayStation Portal and why I think most, not everybody this time, but most everybody is wrong. Let's get started. Okay, so since I am absolutely a talentless hack, this is like the third time I've tried recording this video. I had all kinds of different issues with the camera, then I had issues with the audio setup, which is actually attached to like one of those I don't know. I dislocated my hip about 4 years ago, so I got one of these fancy chairs that you can barely get around on. So I attached it to the back of that chair with my laptop in front of it. It's just been a bit of a disaster. But that's kind of honestly like the PlayStation Portal in a sense, and almost exactly why it's perfect for the video. So with that being said, we're going to talk about the things that I think are great about the PlayStation Portal, the things that I think are wrong. And there's only honestly been about one video that I've genuinely usually agreed with, and that was Retro Game Corpse's video, and I'll link that in the comment section down below. I wanted to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed. We are at 500, so halfway to 1,000. We've only had 2 or 3 actual good videos out so far, so let me know what you guys think of this video, the PlayStation Portal, and the new audio setup in the comment section down below. With this guy, it's going to take a little trial and error for me, but hopefully you guys like it and we get there. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so part 1 and 2 of recording this video a 4th time went fairly well. Part 3, I rambled on for 15 minutes, the camera shut off. Part 4, I got a spam call in the middle of it. 5, the camera's probably going to die now, but we're going to try and rush through this as fast as possible because you've probably watched most of the videos that you wanted to on this thing anyway. But I put over 100 hours into this. I checked out everybody else's videos to kind of formulate my entire opinion, because at the beginning of it, I loved it, then I hated it, then I loved it, and I am all over the place. But for the most part, I think it's worth the $200. I think it is a fantastic accessory, but not a handheld. So I think this is up for debate. I saw this in the Nerd Nest podcast. I think a handheld device needs to be able to play locally. I think that should be the definition of a handheld gaming device. Or a handheld PC, or, it's really counterintuitive because I say that and then I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, there's an 8-inch screen, there's a controller, and it's in my hand, so it's a handheld. I think it's just a little bit more complicated than that. It's hard to call this a handheld because it doesn't do a lot of handheld things. I'm going to start off with talking about all of the things I hate because I at least want to sound unbiased when you get to my conclusion. After 100 hours, I've had a lot of time and reflection on this thing. Watching everybody's videos, I still disagreed with most of the things they said, but I think I agreed with a few of them, and I've kind of tapered myself a little bit for this whole video. So there's 2 egregious flaws of this device, and the first one is Bluetooth. The fact that there is no Bluetooth on this device is absolutely absurd. It makes me want to tear this thing apart, solder on a freaking Bluetooth antenna, and do it my damn self. Because it's not that hard, it's ungodly cheap, and it's just because PlayStation is an ungodly greedy corporation who wants you to buy their $200 earbuds or headset that doesn't come out until 2024 to actually connect to this freaking thing. And that is egregiously stupid. Undeniably. And that's pretty much all there is to say about that. But the only safe coming to that entire shortcoming is the fact that the headphones on this thing, or not the headphones, sorry, the speakers on this thing are fantastic. They blow the Lenovo Legion Go out of the absolute water. I happen to have a fantastic wife who puts headphones in and lets me be as loud as I want when we're going to bed, sitting on the couch, whatever the situation is. And these things absolutely rock. So that's the only thing that slightly makes it not so bad that Bluetooth is a nightmare. Number 2, there's no web browser. And that is also completely stupid for a streaming device to not allow you to authenticate Wi-Fi passwords when you might want to said stream using this device at a hotel or a Starbucks or wherever it is you are in the world. That kills me. I do a ungodly amount of traveling. I probably spend 30 or 40 nights in a hotel throughout the year. And when I first heard about this device, I was like, oh my God, hotel nights, Ghost of Tsushima, I cannot wait. And that doesn't get to happen, and that's a big disappointment. And that should come in an update. And that's just really all there is about that. And then I'll solder on my own Bluetooth. So, with that being said, I want to kind of give just a glaring, what is this device if it's not a handheld gaming device? Which it obviously is a handheld gaming device, but it doesn't fit my new definition. So what is it? So this device does one thing very, 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 very well, and that is being an ungoodly accessory to a PlayStation 5. So this thing's $200. I think it's a little bit expensive for what it is. 150 to 170 would be a lot better. But the PlayStation DualSense controller's $200, my favorite controller by far. And this is a DualSense controller cut in half. I think I said Edge controller, but the Edge controller is my favorite controller. I'm not completely dumb. I just brain injuries, bro. But this thing is a DualSense controller cut in half with an 8-inch screen on it, and it by far has the absolute best ergonomics of any device that you're playing, handheld, streaming, anything. So that is absolutely fantastic. Another thing, I personally had an ungodly good experience streaming. Now, that's not going to be the same for everyone. I have 2 gig LAN fiber. I also have Wi-Fi 6. So my experience is going to be different than somebody who has 50 megabytes and is living in, the rural areas of Texas. It's just going to be that way. But at that, rate, you should be okay. It should stream fairly well. I didn't have any issues streaming in my house. I had a fairly good time streaming from work when I could actually have my PlayStation be in sleep mode or be on. After a couple days, PlayStation just shuts off. You can't turn it on remotely, or at least I don't know how to. Nah, you're just out of luck. So that is that. But it plays very well. The haptics are fantastic. The battery life is absurd. I get about 6 to 7 hours playing most games. It just lasts a really long time. It's usually PS4 titles. I can see it being down in the 3 to 4 sometime if I'm playing more PS5 titles that are really using the controls a lot. But I absolutely love this device. Now I'm going to start stealing some phrases from people. This is a fantastic accessory. It's not a handheld. That's Retro Games Corp. I'll link that video in the comment section down below. You should definitely check it out. He puts a ton of work into handhelds. But they talked on the Nerd Nest podcast about pizza. Again, I know this sounds like it might be way off in left field, but it made a lot of sense to me. And this is kind of the person I am. This is why I probably like this device a lot. The backbone is a good option. The what the heck is that thing? The Logic Cloud, the Odin, which I really want an Odin, but I can't justify it right this second. This is a pizza cutter. And there's a lot of knives out there that you can use to cut your pizza. But none of them do it like a pizza cutter. They all do it like a knife. But this is the pizza cutter with the controls, with the haptic feedbacks, the nice big 8-inch screen, being native to PlayStation. That is why it is such a good accessory. You're buying the pizza cutter, not the knife. The knife is the xCloud, the backbone, and so on and so forth. It sucks that it's missing out on things like Bluetooth, the web browser for authentication. It's not, we really all wanted them to come out with a Vita-like device. I'm curious to see where this goes because I really think they're testing the waters. They're thinking about it. I'd love to see them and Xbox do it. And I personally, it's gimmicky. They cut a controller in half and slapped a screen on it. But it's really good. If this played games natively to it, I'd spend a lot of time doing it on the go. I love my Lenovo Legion Go. I love that device in so many different ways, but I really want a way to play native PlayStation games anywhere that I go. So Sony, get it together. Stop doing outrageous, greedy things. The Bluetooth thing is absurd. You don't have headphones to come out for another 6 months, and they're just as expensive as this is. Come on. We already pay $200 for your high-end controller. Your console's $500. Your PSVR 2 is $600, and it's nothing but a glorified freaking toaster. Come on. Should be a little bit cheaper. Should have Bluetooth. But it's a freaking awesome accessory. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. They sold out. They're hard to get. People are scalping them. Do you like it? Did you return it? Are you going to keep it? Everybody's experience is going to be a little bit different. That's how it works with streaming devices. But let me know what you guys thought about the audio setup, the PlayStation Portal, and this video in the comment section down below. And make sure if you liked this video, please subscribe and like for more. And we'll see you in the next one.